Hello there, I hope you're doing great today, because today I'm going to talk about how to develop a villain's backstory. In particular, this could be how it pertains to writing crime fiction, but it could be helpful for any story as well. And the reason you need a strong backstory is that you don't want to have a villain who is bad just for the sake of being bad. You want characters with depth, and not the stereotypes of twirling their mustache and the evil laughs like this. These days, readers want villains that have reasons. They may not necessarily legally or morally justifiable reasons as to why they do what they do. Basically how they get from point A over here to where they might have been a good person at one time and could have stayed that way if a different choice was made. And now they are at point B, where they are that bad person due to choices that went them down a slippery slope. They may have been understandable by the circumstances that had it, but you also just simply don't want them to feel like an excuse because it won't land. So, here are 10 ways to develop a villain's backstory. And that is, number 1, start with the wound. Everybody's got a past after all. This could be a betrayal. Now they want to get revenge against the one or ones who hurt them. It's an all-consuming rage, kind of like Khan in the Wrath of Khan Star Trek 2. But what happens when they do get the revenge? Maybe something you would ask. Maybe they're trying to correct what they felt was an injustice. They could have been abandoned or suffered an humiliation that shaped who they became. And you want their actions to feel like a distorted response to the wound. Number 2, tie their past to the present. The backstory should influence the villain's actions in the present day of the story. Not just what they want, but how they pursue it. Number 3, let them justify everything. Evil doesn't generally think it's evil. Every villain is the hero of their own story, after all. Give them a code to operate on, such as, the world is cruel, so I'll be crueler. Or they may believe that it's better to be the one stomping on people's heads than to have your head stomped on. Or as opposed to a normal person might be thinking, better to have it so nobody's getting their head stomped on. So you want the villain's head, their logic can be twisted, but it should be consistent. Number 4, give them a moment when things could have gone differently. This could give the reader of a sense that this person didn't have to become this. Maybe they made a wrong choice because they were so blinded by rage and hatred. This could be a missed opportunity or a turning point that became tragic, which means the turning point where they became a villain, not just a victim. And this decision could be more important than the trauma itself. Because sometimes people use a trauma as an inspiration to be good, some people use it as an inspiration to be bad. Have their strengths become their downfall. This could be something like courage becomes recklessness, and this causes a mistake. Their intelligence turns into manipulation. This leads to resentment from the one they manipulate. And they turn on the villain in the end by either becoming an informant for the cops, or maybe they manipulate the villain in turn. Number 6, avoid cliche trauma. You want to add specificity. Instead of they had an abusive childhood, figure out what exactly happened and how it uniquely shaped them. So for one example would be, there are those people who refuse to ever drink alcohol due to being the child of alcoholic parents. They saw how it ruins people's lives. But there are also those who saw their alcoholic parents and couldn't avoid becoming dependent on it themselves. Perhaps they were bullied as a child or for whatever reason by school peers or their parents or older siblings, and they never wanted to feel that vulnerable again. Number 7, give them relationships that mattered. This could be a lover or sibling, parent or child. Any of these can define who they became. Maybe they're robbing banks to get money to pay for a child's operation. Perhaps a child got cancer and died due to some toxic chemicals in a town's water supply, and they wanted to hit back legally. But all legal ways failed, and now they became a vigilante. Maybe it was just they became that vigilante one day when they saw the CEO of the company. They just couldn't resist belting somebody, and well, one thing came to another, and stuff happens. Anyway, number 8. What do they fear? This can be even stronger driver of action than what they want. Sometimes people will act to avoid pain more than they will to gain pleasure. So give your villains something they will lose, and this will keep them going through the story. I did a video on how to show fear a few weeks ago. Check it out in the description or in the video card that comes up at the end of the story video. Well, in one of those corners. Anyway, click on it and check it out. Number 9. Show their evolution over time. You want your backstory to be like a chain and not a single event. Small decisions and experiences can impact and shape their worldview. This could be something maybe as minor as as a child they shoplifted something minor like a chocolate bar or something else, and they didn't get caught. And each subsequent crime where they didn't get caught or someone else went down for it emboldened them further and further and further till they became the criminal mastermind, because nobody becomes the head of a crime family just by that. People don't become the chapter president of a biker gang just on the first day they join. At least as far as I know, and if any bikers are watching this, they could possibly confirm that. Number 10, mirror the protagonist. Often, you do this because often the best villains could have been heroes under different circumstances. They are a dark mirror for the protagonist. They could be what the hero of the story is if your protagonist made the same decisions instead of making good choices. Well, the villain made bad choices and their hero made good choices. And just because I'm such a nice guy, I decided today to give you a bonus tip, and that is number 11, add contradictions and mystery. Well, that's actually 2 tips in one, but hey, I am a great guy, and you better believe that. Anyway, but that's because it's just a really great thing to do anyway. 4 contradictions. Have your villain protect animals, maybe something like that. Maybe they're a vegan who refuses to allow an animal to suffer, but then they destroy human lives. For mystery, drip out their backstory through dialogue and other characters' discovery about them. Sometimes what's not said can make a villain even more unsettling. So there you have it. My tips on how to develop a villain's backstory. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, slap that like button. If not, can you do me a favor and keep it a secret? Let me know in the comments what subject matter you would like me to cover in the future, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will. And have a great day and a great week. I will see you in 7 days. So long, everybody.